Thank you. I didn't write a speech or anything, and let me say a few things. Okay, number one, Ed is our CEO, and he has dragged me into the winner's circle. And, we are a modern company because of him. There's no shoes being thrown anymore. Maybe a little bit. So what do I want to say? I guess I am grateful, but I'm ambivalent about it. It kind of means like you're sort of at the end of the road, like Larry Bird or something, And I don't feel like I'm at the end of the road, But, it's like, I just want to say this. We don't, I heard this and I love it. We don't age. Our bodies age, but we don't age. And so that's the rub about getting older, because you're still the little kid. I'm still the guy that wants to make every shoe for every girl in the United States. And I love the shoe business. And I want to just talk about two people real quick. Not my son, but Wendy Madden, and she was one of my first employees, and we sat across a desk from each other, and she was, I would not be here without her. I mean, she really was. It was like I tried to describe. She did everything that I didn't do. I sold the shoes, I designed the shoes. She did everything else. She managed everything, and she was pretty, and people liked her, and you need to use everything when you're starting out. And she ran a tight ship, and I'm so grateful for you, and I'm so glad you came tonight. We're a bit like Sonny and Cher, we're like, we got a weird thing going on here. But Cher threw herself into Sonny's casket when he died. I don't know if you know that. Yes. Okay. All right. So, anyway, so I did a lot of things, and I've had a long road, and, one other person I want to mention is John Basile. You guys probably don't know him. He was just a guy in the shoe business that I hired, like I was 3 years into it, and I hired this guy, and he put the company on his back, and he took us to another level, and I really wouldn't be here without this guy. He died young. He died like at 62 or something like that, and I'm just so grateful to the guy. I wish he was here, but, and then, I had so many mentors. I did have a lot of mentors. So mentors are so important to people coming up. And, the thing about mentors is they do eventually go away. They sort of a shelf life on a mentor, but they're so important. And, I had so many people that I looked up to, and, I worked for a company in the 80s called L.J. Simone. And probably nobody even knows about them except for Pete. He knows them. But L.J. Simone, and Ann knows them too, right? Yeah. So, that's where I learned the business. I worked for these guys. They were lunatics, drugs, everything, the whole thing. But it was about the shoes, it was about the shoes. And that's where I got it. It was always about the shoes. And it's still about the shoes. It's about the shoes. And I love the shoe business. And I love the story that Jeff told about sitting at the table with Morris. I got to talk to Morris. I came down to King Street, and I got to visit with him before he died. And, I was envious of that. That's so cool, and, Jack Bienenfeld was my hero. Jack Bienenfeld used to stand in the middle of Gildor. I worked in this shoe store called Gildor, and he was this elegant guy, and he would stand there and direct the Jewish ladies to the people, and they would torture everybody. And, I learned so much. I worked in a store for a long time. Being in a store, that's where I got my basic training. But anyway, it's enough out of me. I'm just really grateful. Thank you all.